Hey guys, welcome back to Film Talk. In today's video, we will be talking about Martin Scorsese's Raging Bull. Scorsese is my favorite filmmaker, and with the new release of the Criterion 4K of Raging Bull, I decided to give it a watch. Raging Bull is another masterpiece from Martin Scorsese. I had no idea that this film covered so many years in the life of Jake LaMotta, but by doing so, it really felt like a sprawling epic like Goodfellas, Casino, or The Wolf of Wall Street. Raging Bull is a character study of jealousy, anger, and rage in a human being destined to have a huge boxing career and social life. It's not really about boxing, it's really about what rage and brutality can do to you when you don't keep it inside of the ring. All of the biggest events of this film occur outside of the boxing ring. And just like Scorsese did with De Niro in Taxi Driver, Raging Bull is another incredible character study of a really flawed and unlikable human being. The fight scenes are so incredibly well shot. Scorsese doesn't shoot from outside of the ring like Rocky does or most other boxing films. He put a handheld camera inside of the ring, basically in the middle of the fight, to make the camera feel like a third fighter. And I think it is here in the first boxing scene where we see the true extent of Jake LaMotta's anger and rage and brutality that he can put upon another human being. De Niro's performance in this is absolutely incredible. His character's nickname in the boxing world is Raging Bull or the Bronx Bull, so he infuses that into his physical appearance by always having a head forward posture, much like a bull does when he is getting ready to charge. I won't spoil the film if you haven't already seen it, but what De Niro does to transform his body is absolutely incredible. I think this is like around the start of like the true method actor, and De Niro does it to perfection here. This is Scorsese's first time working with Joe Pesci, and his performance as Jake LaMotta's brother, Joey, is incredible. You can tell that Pesci has immense talent and that he is going to be going places after this movie. And his chemistry with De Niro is amazing. This is the start of it, and we'll continue to see it throughout Scorsese's career with Goodfellas and Casino. Kathy Moriarty is excellent here as well as Vicky LaMotta. In the first scene we are introduced to her in, Scorsese shoots her from the point of view of Jake LaMotta, and she is just like this perfect 1940s soda pop girl, and she is everything Jake would ever want. But sooner rather than later, his jealousy and rage at her will destroy his entire life. The most important scenes are the scenes outside of the boxing ring, and that is really where Jake LaMotta shows his true brutality on the people around him. He is a force to be reckoned with inside the ring, but he can't seem to only keep it there. He pushes his friends and family away, one violent outburst at a time, until nobody is left. Scorsese really believed this would be his last Hollywood movie after his huge financial failure of New York, New York. So he put his everything into this movie, and after he was going to plan on going over to Europe to make some cheap films, but little did he know that he was going to create one of the best films of all time, probably the greatest film of the 80s, and he would totally revive his career and be known as one of the greatest American directors of all time. I think Raging Bull is the most beautifully shot movie in all of Scorsese's filmography. Since he thought this would be his last Hollywood picture, he just really threw everything into the sink and created one of the most visually breathtaking black and white films ever made. The sudden outbursts of violence is heavily present in this movie, and it's a Scorsese trademark. This film is far bloodier than any other boxing movie you'll probably ever see, and he got away with that because he chose to shoot it in black and white. I mean, blood is just spewing out of everybody's eyelids. It's spewing onto the crowd outside of the ring. This shot with the blood dripping off the rope is just an example of Scorsese's attention to detail and him unafraid of capturing the smallest details because they can definitely be the most impactful. This film was nominated for so many Academy Awards. De Niro won for Best Actor, and Thelma Schoonmaker won for Best Editing. Raging Bull definitely should have won Best Picture that year. I have never even heard of the winner that year. It's called Ordinary People. If you've seen it and you like it or you dislike it, comment below. I just really have no idea what that movie is. Raging Bull has stood the test of time and is definitely a better movie than whatever won that year. Raging Bull is such a masterpiece from Martin Scorsese, and visually this is one of the best looking films I've ever seen. And Scorsese's framing of certain shots are some of the best I've ever seen in film history. The blood spurting from fighters' eyelids, the blood dripping from the ropes, the blood spewing out of a fighter onto the crowd like a gladiator, the soda pop girl of Jake's dream sitting by the pool, the jail shot almost entirely in darkness. This could be Scorsese's greatest artistic achievement, and as I keep watching through Scorsese's filmography, I am completely confident that Raging Bull will remain towards the top. I would love to keep talking about this movie in more detail, but unfortunately that would get into spoiler territory, and I'm not trying to do that to y'all if y'all haven't seen it. So if you haven't seen Raging Bull, please go watch Raging Bull. It's a masterpiece in my opinion, and there's just so much to discuss about this movie. Like there's only one little sequence shot in color, and it's as if to say this was the only period of LaMotta's life that he was ever actually content and happy. There are just tons of moments and things you can dissect and analyze from this film, and maybe one day I'll make a video doing so, but until then, just watch Raging Bull if you haven't seen it. Comment below what you think of the film, and I would love to talk about it with all of you. I'm so glad I've finally seen it. I'm always just so happy to finally watch such a masterpiece like Raging Bull. It's such an important work in Scorsese's career and an important piece of cinema in general. Thank you guys for watching. Please check out my other film talks if you're interested, and stay tuned for more in the future.